Congratulations on Truth and Treason. Fantastic film. What was your experience, to both of you, really getting to as young actors dive into this time period and kind of and to be dropped in that setting?
Yeah, what a monumental story to kind of have to um
Embody and put
embody.
in
Yeah.
portray, yeah.
It was it's such a I think we were incredibly lucky with the production company and with the director and the kind of help that we had. I always
Yeah.
felt looked after and I always felt kind of guided in the right directions with my choices and
Yeah,
um
I think it's also about, like having respect and understanding the gravity of the story, but also letting that go and being human and being honest and truthful in the moment and realizing they're boys, they're teenagers,
mm,
and they're having fun.
yeah.
Helmut has a relationship with, you know, um, all the different like family members and the Gestapo and
Mm,
his like kind of girlfriend and us boys, but our relationship is mostly the three boys, and
okay.
like that part of the story is friendship and loyalty, and
Mm,
um I think it's important to almost detach yourself from how big and responsible the story is, and um yeah, just be
yeah.
human and be friends, and
Yeah.
that didn't come
Yeah.
as hard.
Yeah.
Apart from me and Dav
Yeah.
here, who don't like each other at
Yeah.
all.
I had to, I really had to act. I really had to act.
Yeah, every
But
time we were like trying to like be friends, it was just so
yeah, it was hard. Yeah. But yeah, we had like a week of rehearsals before we started shooting, where it
yeah,
was just the boys. It was like me, Ferdy, you, and I.
incredibly wholesome.
And I tell
Yeah,
you, it was like Matt had just cast us to to be friends anyway, and we still see each other all the time. We've just become good friends.
I know,
Um, yeah, apart from Ferdy, I don't really like Ferdy.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see your guys'
So
chemistry right there, and it's great to see. And it really what really spoke to me, and it's something you guys are talking about, is really the simplicity of the story, despite the grand scheme of things. Is it's just a group of boys
yes,
who are loyal to each other, and so to
yes,
make some of the decisions that they make, it's fairly easy. I
yeah,
mean, they're just looking out for one another, which is, kind of brought me to my next point, which was why, and we talked about a little bit, but if you want to expand, why do you think it was so easy, especially for Colin and Rudy, to despite what was going on, just go with what Helmuth was doing?
yeah,
Yeah, so I guess like they had different
different,
journeys,
yeah,
just different journeys. Like Rudy kind of just jumped straight on and was completely
yeah,
trusting and in Helmut and his vision, whereas Carl, kind of a bit more bravado, a bit more kind of like fake confidence and stuff. He was just like inside completely petrified and terrified of the consequences. So he was a bit more reluctant at the start, but to have that journey as an actor to play someone who, has such a deep change from boy to young man, from reluctant resistance fighter to deeply loyal friend. It's a beautiful journey, even in a condensed 1.5 hour version of such a huge story. I think you can see that, and that's
he's
really
still, yeah,
beautiful.
you can really see
Yeah,
it. I think with Rudy there was kind of a almost like a blind loyalty and a blind optimism with Helmut. I think that you can really see it even in the documentary Truth and Conviction that came out maybe nearly 20 years ago.
over 20 years ago. I think
Over 20 years ago,
2002.
yeah.
Yeah,
Even in the documentary, you can really see how much Carl and Rudy admired Helmut.
yeah,
They thought he was a genius, you know. And I think you really see that in the film. They look up to Helmut and they trust Helmut, and yeah, I think I kind of holding on to that throughout the storyline as well of that really helped me of kind of being in awe of the things that he does. Yeah, so
yeah. But
yeah,
you know yourself, like that camaraderie, especially at a
yeah,
young age, a teenage boy, like like their
it's fun, the mystery
brothers,
and
and yeah, exactly.
yeah,
There's that sense of like seeking that thrill as well.
yeah.
and that sense of invincibility you have almost when you're
And I think that was
together in a
it's a big
group.
thing with Carl, that was, wasn't it? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you can
exactly.
see that in all the bravado and the
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there's not much difference between Carl and Ferdy as well. Ferdy, we obviously because of insurance and everything. In the first scene, the bridge scene, we weren't
Yeah,
allowed to jump off the
we
bridge.
weren't allowed to jump
Ferdy
off.
was absolutely desperate.
I wanted to
Yeah,
double backflip off.
yeah,
I wanted to
yeah.
jump off
He's going,
the,
I've jumped off things twice the sizes.
and I
Like,
have no lie.
it's like it's like just
No, that
let
would
the
have slowed
stunt
down
people do their
production.
job. Yeah. For me, I want the stunt people to do it because I want to give them a nice job and I care about people. Ferdy doesn't care about stunt people's jobs.
He's just a ball of sarcasm if you haven't noticed.
What?
Um,
What?
uh,
It's crazy.
but
Crazy.
yeah, just to go back to like when watching the whole film at the premiere, it can almost be seen at the start of that, especially my character, can be seen as almost like comedic relief.
Yeah.
But he's so much more than that, which I
Mm.
find really
Yeah.
satisfying. Like he does have that journey, and you know it's just like these guys just like get sucked into
Yeah.
something so much bigger and darker than they're
And I think
even Helmut is aware of,
yeah.
and that's where the nuance comes,
Yeah.
and everyone's just so flawed
Yeah.
and just like torn between what is right and what's wrong, and that's what I
Mm.
think, like you said, it's like it's a human, almost like more kind of simpler version of such like a dark, scary world, and there's power in that because it's about the peace, and it's about like fighting
Yeah. After a
fighting up
lot
against tyranny without weapons, without guns, and he's got a
I've
line
got a
that's been
line
said
that
a million
I've
times.
been saying it a million times. It's not that good, but I'm gonna trademark it and put it on people's t-shirts. It is there is power in peace. It's a good line, no? It's a good
Yeah.
line. But going off of what Bertie said, I think I think you'll see more kind of depth with kind of Carl and Rudy and the
Mm,
boys' kind of relationship in the series when it comes out too, because there's going to
yeah.
be a four-part mini series. The first two episodes come out on the Angel Guild on the
Mm,
17th.
yeah.
And so yeah, there'll be a lot more footage in there,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
yeah,
More
it'll
about
be
the
a nice
friendship of
watch.
the boys and more on
Yeah.
every character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the scenes I specifically want to ask you both about is the courtroom scene. As young actors, how did it feel for you guys to be put in that environment, and what kind of more kind of respect or reverence did you gain from maybe other young boys who actually had to go through what you guys did as actors?
Which I
Mhm.
mean that those we filmed the courtroom scene over the course of 3 or 4 days, I think. Um, and so having the having the time there, because there was so much to do, but there were maybe 100
Yeah.
sporting artists, maybe 100, 200 sporting artists. Having that there and the set was built up, and I can remember one moment that really kind of tore home to me was the sentencing itself, because
Hmm.
from where we were sat with some angles and some shots, we couldn't see any cameras, and you could just see all these Nazi officers in uniforms. You see the crowd of people. You can hear the kind of bustling, the whispers,
Yeah.
and having to stand up in cuffs, which was still really tight, and they were real handcuffs from the
Yeah.
time period. The costume, everything. It was like stepping back in time, and I know I kind of that was one of the moments of the film that I
Hmm.
kind of um where it really just struck something with me because it was what the boys had experienced. That was it was
Yeah.
there was not much
It was so
like
well,
that was just
yeah.
it. Yeah, I was looking at someone sentencing me to 10 years in prison and sentencing my I won't spoil it actually.
Yeah.
Can I spoil it?
It was so well set up. But I think for me, Carl was the older uh, f friend. He was 18 at the time of sentencing. So the people around Helmut were trying to push Helmut to read out the letter where he blames it all on me,
Mhm.
basically. And Matt, the director, gave me this wonderful note that I think really helped me kind of get into that setting where he just said once Hemel goes up and is about to say these things, just accept it and look at him and say, it's okay. You've done an incredible amount um, for all of us. It's okay. Just, just say it. It's okay, and have
Mm.
that um, acceptance and love for him. And I think, yeah, without that note, it was such a simple note, but just that really hit some deep parts.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, it was beautiful.
Also, getting to watch the premiere was the first time I'd seen the film
Mm,
all the way through, and seeing Ferdy's performance in that, especially the courtroom, seeing kind of the nuances of the words he says with no words at all, with his face.
yeah,
Yeah, it was so impactful. So well done, man.
right back at
I'm
you,
only gonna say it once.
right back at
Well done.
you.
Gentlemen, thank you
Don't
so
expect
much for
any more
spending a
praise.
few minutes with me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your insights on the film. And thank you for a wonderful performance to really showcasing our friendship, loyalty, and really doing the right thing. It's going to mean a lot to a lot of people, so I can't wait for people to see it. It was nice to virtually meet you both.
Well, thank you
Thank
so
you, thank you
much. It
very
means a
much,
lot.
thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Goodbye.